You ever look back at an old photo and feel like it was taken yesterday? Then you check the date. 5 years. Gone. You know those years were filled with birthdays, conversations, places, and ordinary Tuesdays that stretched on forever while you were living them. But somehow they've collapsed into a blur. It almost feels like someone quietly deleted parts of your life. But the real answer is far stranger. Time isn't actually speeding up. Your brain is changing the way it records it. The strange part? It has been doing exactly what it evolved to do. When you were a child, one summer felt endless. School seemed impossibly far away. Waiting 1 week for your birthday felt almost painful. Now an entire year disappears before you remember to write the date correctly. Why? Because your brain doesn't experience time directly. It experiences change. Imagine walking down a road you've never seen before. Every house is different. Every corner surprises you. Your brain is working constantly. It notices details, stores new information, builds maps. Everything feels rich because almost everything is new. Now imagine driving the exact same road every single day for 10 years. You barely notice it anymore. Sometimes you reach your destination with almost no memory of the drive at all. Did the trip become shorter? No. Your brain simply stopped recording every detail. Psychologists call this automatic processing. Once something becomes familiar, your brain spends far less energy paying attention to it. That energy is precious. Evolution rewarded brains that ignored the predictable and focused on what might suddenly change. A rustle in the bushes mattered more than another familiar tree. The predictable rarely killed your ancestors. The unexpected often did. Your brain inherited that priority. The neuroscientist David Eagleman has spent years studying how the brain experiences time. One of his biggest findings is surprisingly simple. Novel experiences seem longer while you're looking back on them. Routine experiences seem shorter. Think about your first day at a new school, or your first flight, or the first time you drove a car. Those memories feel enormous, not because they lasted longer, because your brain stored far more information. Every new face, every sound, every emotion, every uncertainty, your memory became densely packed. Now think about brushing your teeth 300 mornings in a row. Can you remember Tuesday? Probably not. Your brain doesn't see much value in saving another identical morning. Memory compression quietly begins. Just like a computer shrinking a file, your brain keeps the important patterns and throws away repetition. The result is strange. Life feels normal while you're living it. But when you look back, there are fewer mental landmarks. The journey suddenly appears much shorter. This is why childhood seems so unbelievably long. Almost everything is happening for the first time. First friends, first injuries, first fears, first victories. Even simple things demand attention because your brain has never encountered them before. Each day becomes packed with fresh information. As you grow older, many experiences become predictable. Wake up, go to work, answer messages, cook dinner, sleep, repeat. Nothing is wrong with routine. Routine keeps you alive, but routine also creates fewer memorable anchors. Your memories become lighter. Years begin folding into one another. The psychologist William James noticed this more than a century ago. He argued that time seems empty when nothing remarkable fills it. Looking backward, periods with few memorable events appear dramatically shorter. Modern research continues to support this idea. Then something unusual happens. You travel somewhere completely unfamiliar. Suddenly 1 week feels incredibly long. You remember the food, the streets, the mistakes, the conversations. Even getting lost becomes memorable. Why? Because your brain switched back into learning mode. It paid attention again. Every detail mattered. Time appeared to slow down, not on the clock, inside your memory. This doesn't only happen with travel. Learning an instrument can do it. Meeting entirely new people. Changing careers. Trying hobbies you've never attempted. Even taking a different route home can slightly increase how much your brain notices. Novelty stretches memory. Routine compresses it. But there's another layer, one that has fascinated researchers for decades. Your brain isn't just recording time, it's predicting it. The psychologist Carl Friston proposed something called predictive processing. The basic idea is surprisingly elegant. Your brain constantly guesses what will happen next. Then it compares reality against its prediction. When reality matches the prediction, very little processing is needed. When reality surprises you, your brain suddenly becomes alert. Attention increases. Memory becomes stronger. Time feels fuller. Your brain loves surprises, not because surprises are comfortable, because surprises teach. Every prediction error updates your understanding of the world. Your ancestors who learned quickly survived longer. Your brain still behaves as though every unexpected event might contain a life-saving lesson. This also explains why frightening moments often feel strangely slow. People involved in car accidents frequently describe everything unfolding in slow motion. Research suggests time itself isn't slowing. Instead, the brain is capturing an extraordinary amount of information during extreme stress. Afterward, the memory feels much longer than the actual event. More information, longer memory. The same rule appears again. Even boredom works in a surprisingly strange way. When you're bored, time crawls. You're constantly checking the clock, waiting, counting. But months later, that same boring period often feels like it disappeared completely. While living it, attention focused on waiting. Looking back, almost nothing was stored. Your present and your memory disagree. Your brain tells two different stories depending on when you ask. Then there's aging itself. Every year represents a smaller fraction of your entire life. When you were 5 years old, 1 year was 20% of everything you had ever experienced. By 50, 1 year becomes just 2%. Some psychologists believe this proportional effect also contributes to why years seem shorter. It's probably not the whole explanation. It may add another small piece to the puzzle. The real story is much richer. Your experience of time emerges from memory, attention, prediction, emotion, and novelty all working together inside a brain that never evolved to act like a stopwatch. It evolved to help you survive. Accuracy came second. Efficiency came first. So can you actually slow life down? Not by changing the clock, by changing what your brain notices. Learn something difficult. Speak to someone outside your usual circle. Walk without your phone. Visit places you've never been. Read books that challenge what you already believe. Break small routines before they become invisible. You don't have to chase constant excitement. Your brain doesn't need endless stimulation. It needs genuine novelty. Something real. Something meaningful. Something worth remembering. Because one day, today's ordinary afternoon will become part of the story you tell about your entire life. The question is simple. Will your brain keep it, or quietly compress it into almost nothing? So maybe time isn't speeding up after all. Maybe your brain has simply become too good at predicting tomorrow. And perhaps the fastest years of your life aren't the ones where the clock moved quicker. They're the ones where you stopped noticing that you were alive inside them. The next time you wonder where another year went, remember that old photo. The years didn't disappear. Your brain just decided they no longer needed every page.